I know a lot of you guys think I spend too much time fighting back and pushing back against the radical ideology of the force for your purely positive movement, because they keep shifting the goalposts. Now they're not purely positive, force free. It's again semantic gymnastics. I push back against it because of a couple things. One, it's not about not using a slip lead, or not using an e-collar, and not using a pinch collar or anything like that. What it is about is a radical takeover of dog training. That's the truth. You've already seen that anytime a trainer like myself posts something, and first of all, I'm going to tell you, there's two trainers in the world. There's a radical side, which they call themselves purely positive, force-free, science-based, or whatever. And then there's real dog trainers. There's people who are actually out there really doing the work. And while they're busy citing the science and citing studies that are flawed and citing studies that are inaccurate, other trainers are busy actually training dogs, like you see on my page, you'll see on a host of other people's pages. But this pushback is a takeover, and you'll see that any person who doesn't ascribe 100% to their ideology, their radical ideology, is called abusive. Now they're saying they're white supremacists. They're saying they're they physically abuse wives, and it's absolutely, it gets nuttier and nuttier and nuttier. But here's the problem in this, and this is what I want to point out in today's post. I'm going to put a link beneath here for a change.org petition. I'm not big on change.org, but please help this one. Please sign this, because a couple of years ago we fought the radical ideology in Austria, where they were trying to ban protection dog sports. Now, I'm not in Austria, and you may not be in protection dog sports, but I'm going to tell you that this is important, because they're chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, and eventually they'll come for you. If you look at any good history, you'll see that it starts with a little chipping away, and then it'll completely chip away. So right now, the minister Rausch in Austria has banned bite sports, which is putting a dog on, they're saying putting a dog onto a person to bite. So right now, that means a bite sport, like you can't bite on the sleeve, right? But they're going to push that, and then they're going to say, well, you can't have the dog biting on a tug. That's the next thing. And they'll push and push and push. And if you say that, they go, no, of course, we're never going to do that. That's ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as what they're doing now. And if they can pull it off in a little country like Austria, next they're going to go to bigger countries like Germany, like the United States. So you must fight back against this, because after protection dog sports, then they're going to be coming for obedience, and then agility, and then hunting, and then, whatever, dock diving. They will radically eradicate all dog training. And you know who the kooks are in this. But here's a chance. Sign this petition. Sign the petition. Please sign the petition. I did, and I don't sign petitions all the time. But push back against these people. Make them feel the pressure that we're not going away, right? We're not abusing dogs. We're not harming dogs. We're not harming people. But we stand for the ability to use the tools we want to use to train our dogs in a fair and humane way. And if we see it not fair and not humane, we will call it out. But we will not tolerate a dictatorship in dog training where one side dictates to everyone else what they can and can't do, because we're not dictating to them, right? There's no one on the real dog training side who's saying you cannot use treats, you cannot use clickers, you cannot use purely positive, you cannot do this. There's nobody on this side saying that. It's a one-sided slam to the other side. One side is radically trying to push their values, opinion, whatever it is, onto us and you. And that you've got to fight against. No matter where you stand in this fight, you got to take a fight against these nutcases, because they will radically change not only dog training, but dog ownership. At some point, you won't be able to own a dog with pointy ears. You won't be able to own a protection dog. You won't be able to own a dog over 40 pounds. This will happen if we don't push back. Please trust me on this. I've spent 20 plus years training dogs in shelters and working with very difficult dogs in a very fair and humane way, always doing what's best for the dog. And I'm asking you, please push back against these people. Share this video, share this petition, sign it, help our friends in Austria and all over the world, and help dogs all over the world. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.